Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and we got some more leaks of the KD15 and they're not potato quality. They're actually pretty good quality pictures. We can see what the actual shoe looks like, but it's still triple black. So the colorway makes it harder to see what the design is and like what the materials are, and that's what they do. It's kind of like how when car companies want to test out a shoe on the road, they have that kind of like graphic over like new cars because they want to test it on the actual roads, but they don't want people to know what it actually looks like. So that's what they kind of do. You know, triple black, you don't really know what the shoe looks like, right? So that definitely does suck. But before we get into the KD15, the Kobe's are back. Yes guys, and I posted this on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram if you guys want, soulbrothers_IG. But I posted it in Vanessa Bryant, right? She announced on Instagram that they are continuing their partnership with Nike. And yes, everyone is so happy. I am so happy. You know, everyone loves Kobe's, you know what I mean? But because I believe the contract expired, and then Vanessa Bryant like didn't want to work with Nike for some reason or whatever, they couldn't like release more Kobe's, right? So they just, like, for the Kobe 6 Pro, we had like 3 colorways of it, and that's it. And they were very limited releases. So I definitely want to get a pair of Kobe 6 Grinches or just a Kobe 6 Pro and try it out. But then it's just, I don't want to pay $300-400 bucks, you know what I mean? But anyways, so I asked you guys, like, if you guys could see a Pro Kobe, what would you guys want to see? And DG Hoops said everything, so all right, I mean, I'm down for it. Like, okay, so maybe instead of what would you guys like to see Pro, how about what would you guys not like to see Pro, right? Like a shoe that maybe you didn't like as much, but I feel like we've already had the 4, the 5, and now the 6. So now it's just like 7 and beyond, right? And we also had the Kobe 1 Pro. So of course, if you guys didn't know what a Pro is, it's like a retro, but it's a performance retro. So Nike improves upon the tech, usually just the cushion, because you can't really get like the same looking shoe without changing like the upper or something like that. Like for example, like we saw in the Curry 4 Flotro, right? They changed up the entire cushioning setup and outsole, so it's not really like a Curry 4. So like people that had the Curry 4, that get the Curry 4 Flotro, I don't think you have that like nostalgic feeling that you get like if it was an actual Curry 4 retro, right? So I feel like that's what Nike's trying to do, you know. And basically, like I said, the only thing you can kind of improve upon is the cushioning setup, because you can't really change the traction because it's not the same shoe, and then you can't change the upper because it's not the same shoe, right? You want it to look very similar. So yeah, that's what they basically do, right? So here in the Kobe 1 Pro, they gave us full length zoom, which was very, very bouncy. And I believe they cored out the midsole, and then they made the upper a little bit thinner to make the overall weight of the shoe lighter, which is, of course, is a great thing because the Kobe 1 Pro is freaking heavy. It's like 16 ounces? 14.92 ounces. So yeah, it's definitely heavier and a little bit bulky, but it's definitely better than the original Kobe 1, right? And of course, we got the Kobe 4 Pro and also the Kobe 5. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's the Kobe 5 right there. So yeah, I don't have the Kobe 6, unfortunately. I really want a pair though. And then I asked you guys, and a lot of you guys said what I would say, right? And that is the Kobe 9, baby. Look at that. That's a sexy shoe right there. One thing that I don't like about the Kobe 9 though is it's very clunky here. Right here in the heel, it's just really hard rubber, right? And you have this plastic and the carbon fiber, and it's pretty clunky. So I don't like that. It feels kind of like a boot. That's why I like the Kobe 4 Pro, just because this is super soft and you have a nice rounded shape. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people still love the Kobe 9. And how would you improve upon the Kobe 9? Right? And also there were 3 versions of the Kobe 9, right? There was the Elite, there's the Elite Low, which had the Flyknit, and then there was the Kobe 9 EM, which is right over here. It uses EM. They're probably just, like I said, gonna improve upon the cushioning setup. And what would you guys want to see? So they're probably gonna make it a drop-in midsole, right? But maybe a React drop-in mid. Maybe they can have the Zoom GT cut setup, you know, a drop-in React with a full-length Zoom Strobo unit right underneath that. That would be freaking amazing. That'd be way better than drop-in Lunarlon, because drop-in Lunarlon is pretty kind of trash. You know, it bottoms out very quickly and it hurts your feet a lot, like after playing in it for a while. So there is the 9 also. the 8. Like the 8 is just ridiculously light. So the 9 EM is like 12 something? No, 11.08 ounces. So it's still really light, but the 8 is like 9 ounces. 8.4 ounces, guys, the Kobe 8. So yeah, just give us like a full length zoom unit or something. No, full length react to drop-in midsole with a full length zoom strobo unit right underneath that. I think that would be absolutely wonderful. So I feel like the Kobe 8 is probably gonna be the best Pro Tro, just because in my opinion the Kobe 8 is like the best performer in his entire line. It's just so nice, so lightweight, traction is amazing, cushion kind of sucks. Well, cushion is definitely really bad. So if they can improve upon the cushion in the Pro Tro, then I would definitely love to see that. And a lot of you guys also said the Kobe 7. I definitely like the 8 and the 9 better, but the 7 is still pretty damn nice. And the cushioning setup is actually nice. I believe there is a 4-foot zoom unit and a heel zoom unit. This is the Fade to Black colorway, and if I remember, let's remove this just to make sure. That was a nightmare, right? But yeah, so it's a heel zoom unit and a 4-foot zoom unit. It's not full length, but it's still nice, like the cushioning setup, right? So I don't really know how they would improve upon the Kobe 7. You know, maybe just make it full length, right? And also, the Kobe 11s, I definitely want to see Pro Tro, guys. Like the Kobe 11 EM more than the 11 Elite. I love the EM more just because the Lunarlon is like thicker, and like especially in the 4-foot, the Kobe 11 Lunarlon here in the 4-foot is so thin that it hurts. There is a zoom unit which feels nice, and there's good compression here in the heel, but the 4-foot was just terrible, right? So the Lunarlon here in the EM was just a little bit better for me personally, and I also feel like it looks better. I don't know, it just looks cleaner to me than the Elite, even though it has Flyknit. But anyways, yeah, these are the shoes that I want to see Pro Tro. Definitely give us the Kobe 6 Pro Tro, like release way more colorways, please. And maybe next year they can release some more Pro Tros, maybe the 7, 8, or 9 or whatever, right? But do you guys want to see a new Kobe? Like, would you guys be down for that? I wouldn't be down because I would definitely want Kobe to be like involved in the design process, because of course it's his signature shoe, but since he's not with us, you can't really do that, right? So I definitely don't think they should continue his line, but definitely Pro Tro it, and I feel like everyone would be happy. And give us a lot of pairs too, you know what I mean? But anyways, there is the Kobe Zerg. Tell us your thoughts down in the comment section below. But of course, let's get on to the KD15. Sorry that took a while, but I'm just super excited about the Kobe's, right? But anyways, we have some nice pictures of the KD15. So shout out to all of you guys for sending it out. And shout out to HKD_35 for these pictures. But yeah, so we have a lateral, like, shot of it, and KD's just in practice, it looks like, but we have this all black colorway with the swoosh, and there is a lateral counter, right? All of that, all the lateral side here, that's looks like it's plastic, like here in the midfoot and also here in the ankle area. The material seems to be like a textile material. It looks thin, right? And there seems to be a tongue. It doesn't look like it's one booty though, which I don't really mind all too much. Also, the cage does look to come down into the foam a little bit, to cage the foam. And also on the medial side, there's a cage on the medial side. Why? I guess you can do it for design purposes, but you don't need a cage on the medial. That makes no sense, because you're never gonna move this way. You move this way, so you want like lateral support on the lateral side as opposed to the medial side, right? But anyways, it seems to have a cage on the medial side as well. There seems to also be a very high heel tab, which I like. And yeah, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Hyperrev. Remember the Hyperrev? I feel like it was the 2015 or something. The design kind of reminds me of that, you know, like old school Nike shoes. And for the cushioning, I can't really tell, guys. Like, what do you guys think this foam is? Do you guys think it's a, like in the 14, it's a full length cushion, right? So as far as the design goes, it just looks like a regular like midsole design. It doesn't look like there's like that React design on it. So I doubt it's React. Maybe they stayed with Cushlon, right? But also, you can't really see anywhere on the shoe. I mean, it's still kind of hard to see, like if it said Nike Zoom or anything anywhere on the shoe. But it probably has full-length Zoom strobo, right? I mean, it's had Zoom strobo for the KD14, the KD13, the KD12. The KD11 had full-length Zoom. The KD10 had full-length Zoom. The KD9 had full-length Zoom. KD8 had full-length Zoom, although it was segmented. The 7 had 4-foot Zoom. So yeah, I'm guessing the 15 has full-length Zoom. I feel like KD just likes that. So I'm really not worried about the cushioning setup. But overall, it looks like a low top, you know, as opposed to the KD 14 and 13, which was more like a mid-top shoe, and also the KD 12, right? But yeah, I feel like it definitely looks a lot better than the KD 14 in my opinion. The KD 14 looks wise was not it for me. Like I don't like this strap. I don't like the colorways either that came out. Like all the colorways are besides the Dream colorway. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is an improvement in design. And the KD 15 is rumored to be coming out in April, right? So probably around next month. There's a lot of shoes coming out, super exciting. What would you guys like to see as far as the cushioning setup goes? Like the foam, what would you like it to be? And also for the zoom. And I think there's gonna be some really cool colorways. I feel like you can mix and match the colors from the actual cage, the swoosh, and the upper material very well and make some really cool colorways. But I'm liking the design so far. A lot of you guys seem to like it as well. And there were some that didn't really like it, and there were some that liked it. But anyways, that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.